Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Matre Namaha. Okay, Satnam. This video is if gratitude brings prosperity, then why are so many rich people also terrible people? And we're going to explore the energy field that we call gratitude on earth, and why people use it to bring money, and how we're just going to break down, we're going to deep dive into why that works and how to use it in a more efficient way. So many manifestation gurus will tell you that gratitude equals wealth. But the reality that we are walking around within doesn't really seem to agree with that, right? We don't see like the most gracious people exhibiting lots of money. It doesn't seem that way. And so this is something I've always wondered when I see like the gratitude practices and the gratitude journals, especially when it's targeted to money. So in this video, let's break it down. Let's break down what gratitude actually is, how to work with it, how it works, why it might not be as simple as write into your gratitude journal every morning and you're going to get super rich. We're also going to do a fun thought experiment right now, because I feel like people understand things better when it is expressed to them through their own personal direct gnosis. So we're going to do a quick little meditative thought experiment so you can feel what gratitude does and how to pull it up, and like all the qualities of it and stuff like that. Okay, so the root of the word gratitude, the word itself, you know how powerful sound is and how powerful the formation of words are. So we can dive a little bit into gratitude itself. The root of it, the Latin root of it is gratus, which means pleasing. It can also mean agreeable. It can also mean grace. It can also mean a gift. It can also mean free, something that's free. If you speak Spanish, you know gratis means free. And so the root of gratitude is gift. A pleasing, agreeable grace. When you're given grace, you're given an energy. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to give myself grace, or I'm going to give him some grace. So even though it's really subtle, it's in the language, and you can kind of feel how gratitude is an energy that is just given, and it means everything, but it's also unseen. Okay, my baby's playing Roblox, so if you hear passion coming from upstairs, that's what's happening. Okay, also, if we go into a very ancient and powerful language of Sanskrit, the word gratitude is kritajnata. I might be saying that with the wrong inflection. Kritajnata. Kritajna. I've seen kritajna and kritajnata. Please, I know you're going to message me and tell me I said that wrong. That's fine. I like to learn too. But it literally breaks down into cultivated awareness. A cultivated awareness. Gratitude means a cultivated awareness. And how I felt about this verse was, it's developed. It's something that you have to cultivate. It's something that you have to create and develop. And I immediately started thinking about how like naturally mean babies are to each other. I worked at a daycare before I even had kids, and it like shocked me to see how mean the babies were to each other. Like, these are like new babies, and we had like this desk with holes in, like seat holes in the desk, so they could sit in their little like high chair and eat all together. And because they were so close, like we thought it was so cute, but it was such a problem because they would always like snatch from each other and take things from each other. And then one would start crying because the other one had taken something from it. And like, they always wanted what the other one had. And to me, it was so bizarre because this was like my first, like, I don't know, peek at this natural psyche of children, or a fresh human, as we'll call it, a human that hasn't been overly conditioned. And I was so surprised that they were not nice. I was like, what? Why? And then I realized, like, you have to teach kids to say thank you. You have to tell them, like, make sure you say thank you. Did you tell grandma thank you? Did you say thank you? Did you say thank you? Did you say thank you? You know what I mean? Because it's cultivated. It's something that is developed. It's not something that's naturally occurring within us, which is so disappointing for us. I wish that we were naturally gracious. I wish it was just like a natural thing. Maybe some kids have it, but I noticed the general pop, the G pop that I worked at. I was in South Jersey. That might have been it. I don't know. But I see it on the playground. I see it everywhere. Even with my own children, like, you have to cultivate that awareness that, hey, somebody just did something for you. So you have to say something back. But why? Why do we have to say something back? This is actually what the cultivation means too, on another level. Cultivated means like gathered almost. And if you look at the word awareness as consciousness, and consciousness and energy being interchangeable things, gratitude is when you gather your consciousness and you literally give it to somebody. It is like a literal tangible, not tangible, but it's like a step above tangible. It's almost tangible in material reality, to the point where if you did something amazing for somebody, like if you did anything for somebody, like you really wanted to give them a present, you saved up your money to give them a present, even if you didn't, you were just thinking about someone and you did something for them, bought something for them, and you give it to them and they don't say thank you, you feel slighted, you feel offended, you feel disrespected, you feel hurt, because you see the vacancy I'm making here? Because you gave them something and nothing was returned. Nothing came back to you. The thank you is so important because it's a real, palpable energy field that's being handed to you. So just by saying thank you to someone, it seems like it's just this thing that we do, but you're literally giving them your energy. To me, that blew my mind. I was like, a thank you is an actual thing. It's an actual, not like a concept or it's just something that's nice to do. Because if the thank you doesn't come, you feel robbed. You feel like, well, fuck you, bitch, because I did something for you and there's nothing coming back. There's no acknowledgement of what I did. There's no, you really feel like there's something missing when the thank you doesn't come. You can become like a Christed one. You can become like a Buddha and not need the thank you. I don't know how many of us are there yet. I'm not there yet. Well, I'm trying, I'm aware of it. To do something without conditions is not part of our, maybe the guna level that I'm in, I'm going to speak for myself. It's just not part of our natural awareness to be like, I'm just doing this for this person. I don't care if they say thank you. I don't need anything back. Like, maybe if we never told our kids to do that, they would never need that either. I don't know. The thank you is so much. So we live in this dimension, this third dimension, where energy exchange is very real. And you can see it in the laws of material physics. That energy exchange is very real. So if you give something in this world, you must get something back. That is a law. It's an energetic law. It's a earth law. If you give something bad, something will return. If you give something good, something will return. And in terms of energy, like attracts like. And so what you're giving, the likeness of which will be returned to you. When? How much layers of karma does it have to go through? It might not be immediate, but it's a law. So if you wake up every morning and you write out all of the things that you're thankful for, because somebody told you that this is a practice to do that will bring you money, that will bring you wealth, you might find it empty or lacking, because it's really not that simple. You are doing something profound though. If you wake up every morning and you write out all of the things that you are giving thanks for, you are tangibly giving that energy, that cultivated energy, that gathered energy, you are giving it out. And by that law, it must be returned to you. But how the universe returns it to you will vary depending on your energy field and depending on who you are. The gratitude that will bring sure, definite, miraculous magnetism is a state of perception. It's a maintained state of perception. It's a cultivated sense of awareness. And the trick is to hold the gratitude. So why are so many assholes rich? Gratitude is not the only way to make money. Gratitude is not the only thing to give to align with the wealth principles on earth. There are many things that you can give to get the energetic exchange back that looks like finances. I have a teacher who always says, like, the universe will never give you what you need. It will give you what you want. And to want something and expect it, then you must feel like you deserve it. Inside, you must feel like, I deserve this. This is for me. You know what I mean? You must expect it with that shameless certainty. And that equals the magnetism. That's one aspect that, it's like my dog. My dog has this, has this manner about him. I call him like the endless fountain of hope. He's just like the undiable hope. The hope will not be crushed within this dog's soul. Like, he will, if you are eating something, like, he is hoping that you will share with him. And it doesn't matter how often you don't. It doesn't matter how many times you say, no, get away. Stop it. Stop fucking staring at me. He will always just. And sometimes what I notice that it does is you're fine, like fine, take it. Like, just take it. Just go away, you know? Like that kind of thing. Just anything to make you go away. Anything to make you stop. Because that persistent tapping of the hope, of the, the silent begging. And even like, it's even altering the physical body with the drool starts. They expect it with such a certainty that their body starts reacting to it and they start salivating. That is like that. If they were in our level of consciousness, that die-hard focused laser concentration of what I want, a dog could manifest anything. A dog can manifest anything in a human body. If we had that, like, expectation, if we were just staring at the universe, like you are going to share money with me, I know you're going to give me money, I know you're going to give me money, you must give me money, and like to the point where like you where it's altering your physical reactions, maybe not the salivating, but you just know money's coming, to the point where you're like behaving differently. It will come. That magnetism is powerful and undeniable, but it will be very much in the same way of being like, here, take it. Take it and leave me alone. Like, you know, there's no grace really in it. And you can see it, that hyper-focused action strategy, just like the billionaire mindset, that locked-in mindset. It is a way to attain wealth, but it is not a graceful way of attaining wealth. And it comes with attachment. And why many new age practitioners, spiritual gurus, anybody who kind of has an awakened sense of this reality and what this reality is, they will say that gratitude brings prosperity, because it does, in a way that does not form attachment, because you are giving. You are giving the universe something. You are giving God something. You are giving grace to God. You are giving thanks to God, or giving thanks to Devi, or giving thanks to Jesus, or whoever you ascribe to, you know. You're thanking them, you're giving them something, and then that energy is returned that way. And it's so, you know how beautiful it feels when your kids say thank you, and you don't have to ask them. When they say thank you and you don't have to ask them, you want to give them everything. I want to just like I just want to give you everything that you want because that was amazing. Like, I don't know. That's a high that you will chase. You will definitely, like, if your kid just comes out of nowhere and says, "Oh, Mom, thank you." You feel like, I really did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really did it. And, like, I did something that he likes. It's the same thing with our Divine Mother. It's the same thing with the universe, with Source. When you thank your ancestors, when you thank the universe, when you thank Divine Mother, she feels like just outpouring onto you things. So that constant state of giving thanks. They'll say that over and over again in many, like, mostly maybe Eastern spiritual traditions. I found in Sikhism and I found in Hinduism, they'll say, like, the be all and end all manner of like walking through this human embodiment is to be just in a constant state of praising God. Like, just constantly singing about how amazing God is. And it's a strange concept at first, you know, for us with, like, Western mentality. We're like, that, how, like, what, like, how, why, you know, why is that it? That's like, that is not the success that we are sold. That does not look like success to us. To be able to be in a state of constant, perpetual praise to God, that is not something that is like we look to attain. Success looks very different to us. But yeah, the kind of highest form of spiritual being in a human body would be in this state of perpetual singing and praise and worship of the goddess. Okay, and then she is in this constant, perpetual, flowing state of giving to you. You're always giving thanks to her. She's always bestowing incredible amounts of gifts onto you. Because you know who the doer is. That's also very important. For the wealth mindset that the billionaires that we see now have, first of all, a lot of times the jerks that are very wealthy were born with wealth. And that might be different for you and I. The people who are watching this video, we're in a state where we want to become wealthy, right? They're in a state where they're already there. So we're kind of using this gratitude to uplift our mindset so we can move into a new financial vibration. Yeah, so we're like using it like a pivot. You know, so when you're using the gratitude practices and you're using the gratitude journals and you're trying to stay in a constant state of gratitude, it's because you're trying to completely change your vibration. And in doing so, you change the vibration of everything that's coming to you. So now if you already had money, what do you need to change? Why do I need to be gracious? I already have this. You know, or my dad has this, or my mom has this, or my husband has this. So there's no real need for the transformation, which is why a lot of times people will tell you, like, poverty is a gift. Wealth is it's a bind, it's a chain. You know, you're going to get so attached to it and just expectant of it that all lifetimes will be chained to chasing that. You won't be able to walk away from it at the end of your life because you won't know who gave it to you. You will think you are the doer. If you have that, like, locked in billionaire mindset, you think you're doing anything. It's a game. It's a game the universe is playing with you. It's a game Devi is playing with you to let you believe that you are the doer, that you're doing anything at all, that anything that's coming to you is by your energy. It's gonna put you in a cycle. It's gonna put you in a constant cycle where there's no liberation. So if you attain wealth by lifting your vibration through the practice of gratitude, then there is no attachment to it. There is no, like, negative repercussion. And also the spiritual practices that I work with and that I teach, I noticed because I did them myself. I went from living in transitional housing, straight out of rehab with my baby, and making $500 a month from the government. I think I got $500 a month on my card and food stamps. So I went from that, and then using spiritual practices, changing it to almost making like $35,000 in less than a year, moving it out of transitional housing into a home, fully furnishing a home, completely like owning an online business that like was incredibly successful. But what blew my mind about because the way I did it was by raising my vibration. What blew my mind about that, and I actually called my sister when it was happening and called her, because when you're in that state of lack and you're in that state of like, I only get pennies and stuff like that, you're usually like drooling over what other people have. You're usually like watching who has what, who's wearing what, who has the hair extensions that you want, who has the whatever, the thing that you want that you feel like I cannot afford, becomes, you long for those things when you are in a state of lack. You always need to buy the new thing, the look, the next look, or who is like, you know what I mean? You know the feeling. But when you raise your vibration through spiritual practices, I found that I didn't want anything anymore. And that blew my mind. I called my sister and I was like, because I, had like Amazon wish list that I'd be like, when I have enough money, I'll buy it. And it's just saved in my cart. And then when I actually started having money, I didn't want to buy anything. Like the desire of it was of like just that empty material feeling was completely gone. And I called my sister and I was like, yo, I used to want so many things when I didn't have any money. And now I have so much money. And I literally just bought like vacuum filters on Amazon, and that's all I ordered. And I spent like an hour scrolling on Amazon looking for something that I wanted, because I was like, I can buy anything I want, like let's just buy something. And I couldn't find one thing that I actually wanted. All I needed was vacuum filters, so all I got was vacuum filters. And it like blew me. When you change so fast, when you change your vibration through these practices so fast, right? You can literally turn around and look at who you were. It's not like this gradual thing. It's very rapid. So you feel like, who is this person? Who am I? Like not wanting anything. What? Buying vacuum filters? Who is she? I was like, it was just shocking and jarring. And it's actually very beautiful because it eliminates material attachment. And you might find yourself like, I don't know, that was shocking to me, to be like, okay, now I finally have buckets of money and I don't want a thing. But that's so beautiful. That is the gift of that is grace. That's literally grace. Jaima, so now we're going to do a thought experiment so you can have direct gnosis of how the vibration of gratitude works. So you're going to sit in easy pose or in a chair and sit up straight and tall and close your eyes. Put your hands on your knees and begin breathing in and out of the nose deeply. Let's step inside the body. Draw the senses inward into the mind. And I want you to imagine that you are renting an apartment. That you have a nice 2-bedroom apartment. And you have no job. And your money has completely run out in your bank account. There's nothing. And feel that. Feel how that feels. And we're approaching the end of the month, and your rent will soon be due. And start to feel the chemical reactions that are happening, the physical changes in the body when you think about this feeling. You have nothing, and there is an upcoming bill happening. Your landlord told you that this is the last time that you can pay rent late, and if it comes late, you will be evicted. And feel that feeling. Feel the feeling of reaching out for help. How the mind begins to desperately look for solutions. And everything you're trying is not working. And finally, the first of the month arrives. And you wake up knowing that this is the day that you will be evicted from your apartment. And feel how that contracts you. Feel how you feel in your energy and in your body. Okay. Breathe that feeling in. And then you get a phone call from an old friend. She had missed your text message asking for help, and she is going to Zelle you the full amount right now. She's so sorry that she missed the call. But she is sending you your full rent right now. You're going to get it through Zelle in 1 second, and you'll be able to pay your landlord. And feel the shift. Feel what's happening inside your body, inside your heart, inside your mind. The expansion that happens in the aura. Feel that energy that was instantly released as you received what you needed. This is the essence. This is gratitude. This is a magical magnet that you're feeling right now. This is the grace. Feel the relief, the excitement, the ease. And inhale really deep. And exhale and open your eyes. So you feel that? You don't have to feel gratitude to get something. You didn't feel gratitude for that text message to come in. You felt very contracted. You felt very small and desperate. It was when you received it that expansion, that essence was released. That magnetic vibration lift happened. It was when it was received. So gratitude is what happens when a desire meets its desiree. When there is a big want, when there's a big desire, the rent, it's due, I'm gonna get kicked out. That creates a hole, that creates a vacuum, like a yoni, right? And then the object that is desired, the money for your rent, when it meets your vacuum, an essence is released. That is gratitude. It is literally an energetic orgasm. It is a vibrational lift. It is a vibrational shift. And that is the shift that draws in miracles. That essence right there is the shift that people talk about is the thing that will make you rich. The tricky thing is that energy usually has to be conjured by that kind of situation. A very deep desire is met finally by the object that is desired. Usually these two things have to come together for that essence to be naturally and powerfully released. When it happens organically, that is like that you are in a different dimension. You are literally existing in another state of consciousness when you are sitting in that essence that's being released from you. Okay, so it usually takes a situation for you to have that energetic orgasm that we call gratitude. It's not usually something that just gets released spontaneously, unfortunately. And it doesn't last. it is very hard to hold. It is very hard to maintain. It is very hard to walk around this world praising God, Goddess, the universe, source, your higher self, your ancestors for everything that happens to you. It is really hard to be in a constant state of that, especially since we live in a world of duality where we will constantly be met with challenges, disappointments, waiting, longing. That is part of this dimension. That is literally part. You have to feel it. You have to experience it. But when you know what it is, when you are a yogi, when you are an alchemist, when you are a witch, when you know what level of the video game you are playing right now, you know who these challenges are coming from. In Bahota Karam and the 25th Pauri of Japji, it is the billionaire's mantra. And I have made 2 amazing transmissions for integrating that energy field very differently. But if you read the translation of it, it's just listing all of like the annoying shit that happens on this planet. Like there are so many people that want everything, and then they say they didn't get anything, and then there's so many people that just eat all day, and then there's so many people that are just like begging and blah 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 blah, and they never see God, and they're just like so stupid and so lost. So you're like, so why when I chant this does money come? Because there's a transmuter in there. There's a line in there where after they kind of list all the grievances of how annoying human consciousness and ingracious it can be, they say, these 2 are your gifts, great giver. Freedom, slavery, both come from you. When somebody becomes non-dual, when somebody becomes neutral and they realize the challenge and the gift are both coming from the Divine Mother, that's when you win this level. Speaking of winning a level. So a yogi or a very high being or a very enlightened being who knows that he's walking around inside the literal body of the Divine Mother, and everything that is coming to him is the Divine Mother, and every opportunity or challenge that comes to him is Divine Mother. Every fleck of dust that passes, every heartbeat, every swallow, everything that you are experiencing is like a curated thing that is being brought to you by Devi. Right? So when you know that, then that's why they can sing praises about it. That's why it doesn't bother them. That's why they can rise above duality when they have the realization of what this is. Oh, this isn't anything personal against me. This is what my soul is experiencing, and I'm just kind of watching it all happen. So if I change my attitude about it, non-dualism doesn't take away challenges. It takes away the suffering that comes with the challenges. Like the challenges are always going to come. We're in a polarity planet. We're in the 3rd dimension. You must feel the full spectrum of everything, the black and the white, the night and the day, the hot and the cold. It all has to be experienced here, but you can't pick one to like and one to not like. When you get to that point of like, it's just everything is everything, then you... So when people are writing in their gratitude journals every morning or doing their gratitude practices or their affirmations, I don't think they're feeling that big, expanded, energetic orgasm feeling that we just felt when we were in meditation. I think that simply by the exchange, the energy exchange that's made with words, through sound, you will get a slight vibrational shift by saying thank you. That is the biggest hack of all, by just saying like, thank you for your challenges. If you fell down and broke your knee and you said, wow, I am so grateful for this broken knee. I honor the wisdom it brings. The whole timeline of that broken knee would instantly shift. But if you go into the narrative of like, oh my God, I'm being punished, oh my God, karma, or oh my God, there's a dark entity, or oh my God, something made that happen to me, and you're talking about anything but God or anything but the universe, and you're looking at a person, or you're pointing the finger at, I don't know, karma or whatever, then you're going to go on a lower timeline with that. You can change the vibration of anything by thanking it. And the highest thing that you can thank is the creator. Recognizing that there is a creator is the hack of the third dimension. It's a divine game of hide and seek. This dimension is a divine game of hide and seek. And when you realize, oh my God, there is an intelligence that is making all of this happen, and you begin interacting with it, that's when you win. It sounds so simple, but it's also really complicated, and it's not for everybody at the same time. So gratitude is the essence that is released when you have the thing, when it has been met. That's when that essence is released. And that is the thing that if you just sat within all day, miracle upon miracle upon miracle upon miracle would happen to you. You can manifest gold out of anywhere. That's literally how those yogis who are just like, and they make like flower petals fall out of their hands, or rubies and stuff, because they're in that constant state of grace. They're in that constant state of like, I know where this is coming from. I know why this is happening to me. I know why this isn't happening to me. It's her. So if I have any issue, I should take my grievances up with her. You know what I mean? But a yogi, the ascended thinking of a yogi would always be thanking her, even if they were being murdered or robbed. There's so many stories of these beautiful enlightened souls getting robbed. Or there is one story I hear a lot about, like some monk, and they broke into his house and were stealing the silverware out of his house. And he could hear the thieves kind of like clanging away as they were running out of his window. And he went and gathered the hidden silver, the real treasure that was like hidden under a floorboard or something, and went chasing the thief, saying, wait, there's more, you didn't get it all. And because of that, the thief was so floored by the beauty of this being's consciousness, the thief became the monk's disciple. It stopped its terrible ways, gave all of the silverware back, all of the things that he was stealing, and not only that, became a disciple, because he was like, who are you? I have never seen anybody do that to me before. You'd not lock me up or beat me or like curse me, but you came to give me more. That monk could exist and behave that way because that monk has direct perception that he is walking through the body of the goddess, and that thief that came to him is the goddess. So I want to give the goddess everything. Like if she's gonna come to me, then I'm gonna give her everything. And then that awareness shows this matrix. It's like, okay, I'm dealing with something that is aware of me. This reality has two tricks. It has the ability to hide itself from itself. Consciousness has the ability, well, it doesn't have two tricks. These are two that I wonder about a lot. It has a quality of being able to hide itself from itself, and it has a quality of revealing itself to itself. This is a divine game of hide and seek, and gods love to forget that they are gods, and we are all gods. If we are watching this video right now, you have a vibration that attracted you to this video, and it's because you're ready to awaken your God realization, your God consciousness, and interact directly with it. So these practices are spiritual practices of maintaining wealth. Why would, everything says like, you have to be poor if you're spiritual. But we are householders. You don't have to be poor to be aware. You are detached. You become very detached from it the higher your vibration gets. But you find that further detached you get from it, the more it kind of starts chasing you. When you ignore the beautiful girl, then Maya, the illusion of this world, you know, she's a very beautiful goddess. And what happens if you give a beautiful girl the cold shoulder? Beautiful girls love jerks, don't don't they? So if you're just like, no, I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm focusing over here. Then prosperity starts chasing you. And you don't have to chase it. It's just always going to come to you. Gratitude practices that invoke that state of grace makes it effortless, and it makes it aligned with your destiny. And that's when things move really fast and things come in ways that you can't believe. That's when you see the people who are like, I didn't know that I could make so much money doing the thing that I fucking loved. Like, how is this allowed? That is what you get aligned with when you start working with these practices. So the energetic billionaire sequence is what I am building on Patreon, and I'm just releasing every few days a new krama. It's like a sequence of kriya, a sequence of dynamic meditations that will literally invoke the field of gratitude. So say you're not in a situation where you have this deep need, and then, you know, this deep wanting, this deep yearning, and then you finally get it, and you can invoke that feeling that we invoked. Say that's not really natural for you to be able to pull up and hold. It's hard for anybody. And our guides know this, and our star beings know this, and our ancestors know this, and they have left us practices and ways that we can create this field of energy around us artificially. I would say artificially, because through the kriya, through the meditation, through the breath work, through the movements that we put you through, you were recreating the atmosphere of someone who is in that state. Someone who is in that blissed out, just oozing gratitude and thanks and everything that I want is right here. That feeling has an aura. That aura has a color. That aura has a pattern. That aura has an atmosphere. So we can literally recreate it through Kriya. And the first class that I have put on the Patreon is creating a field of gratitude, because if we're going to turn aliens into billionaires, we're going to do it right. And I'm just calling you aliens. You might not be an alien. We're going to do it right. We're going to start with the foundation of gratitude. So that is the first thing. I literally filmed this. I didn't practice it. Like, I didn't do it as a proper sequence. I just recorded it doing the practices. And the next day I got like a $900 commission. It's like, and I'm just shaking my head, and I was like, I know it's because I just did that, and I didn't even do it properly. So holding the field of gratitude is really hard, and creating the field of gratitude is really hard, but it can be done through Kriya, and you should definitely try it, because it is amazing, and you can only really experience these things through trying it, through direct gnosis. So I would love it if you would pop on over and try it, because, okay, this is my social experiment. This is my social experiment. We cannot change this world with like the beings who are in power having the characters that they do. I know it's Debbie. I know everything's Debbie. I am not very dual, but I do feel this shift is coming, and I feel like it's her who spurns me forward with these things. So the wealth needs to be put into hands of people who have very elevated consciousness. The woo-woo loves that I love, the witches, the starseeds, the herbalists, the homesteading, home crunchy mamas who meditate and have an ascended awareness. I think it would be so interesting to give access to billions and billions of dollars. So there are many sequences that there's actually 26 that I'm going to release, and I've just done the first one, but there are 26 sequences that can be done that I'm calling the energetic billionaire sequence, that will just create these different fields in your field that will start drawing in buckets and buckets and buckets of money to you. So you don't have to worry about a collapsing system. You don't have to worry about a collapsing economic system or your taxes or the land or anything in this 3D material reality if your money comes straight from her. If she's your employer, you don't have to worry about anything that's going on, right? So, yeah, so that is my big to do. I just think it would be so cool if like the power we don't shift fighting using, we're not fighting anyway. We're not going to use the same broken tools that got us into this situation. The only thing that's left, I had this conversation with my mom when she was talking about like taxes and having to like get land to put your money in silver. And I was like, but these are their ways. Those are their ways. Those are the ways of material reductionists, the blind ones, the separated ones. Like you can churn and fight and do their paperwork, silly, weird things that they do, or you can talk directly to the creator of this universe and be like, hi, I need money. And she will give it to you, especially when you have the energy. Everything starts in energy. Everything starts in the causal realms. So instead of working from the physical realm and hoping that it shifts the energy field, because you still never know, you put your resume in a stack of a bunch of other resumes and you hope that you matter enough to be seen or to be picked or to be selected. That's when it moves into energy. That's when it moves to beyond your control. If you're just, going around the usual human shuffle, there's a lot of things you're going to be working yourself to death. You're working backwards. I'm working from the physical realm, hoping that it affects the energetic realm, making it to the causal realm, and then maybe it will come back to me, depending on how many layers of subconscious blocks I have, if my what chakras are open or not, if I have like a karmic block, maybe my DNA doesn't agree with this, maybe my ancestor doesn't allow this amount of money to be held in my aura. It's so many different things. But if you work from the energy, I'm working from the causal state. I'm working from the energetic state, the state of my aura. If I can shift my aura to somebody who is in a state of blissed out gratitude, then the matrix will react to me through that aura. So I don't have to change how I think. I change my energy and my thoughts will change. All the thoughts that are filtering through to me will come through this aura of gratitude. Everything that's being magnetized to me through my weak aura right now is not much. But when I'm in this miraculous field of energy that I generated through my meditation practice this morning, then it's just easy. It's simple. I find myself in a state of gratitude really easily because I shifted my energy to gratitude. You see what I'm saying? Like you can do the practice in the worst, shittiest, brattiest mood ever. But when you're finished, you won't feel like that because you changed your energy. So instead of using the feeling, I'm so thankful for my eyeballs, I'm so thankful for my dog, I'm so thankful for my house, and hoping that shifts your energy, right? Just the word, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for that. The sound is shifting the vibration, right? So the physical sound is shifting the energy, and then the thoughts change, and then the mindset change. We are going to use the energy. We're going to go straight to the energy, change that to a field of gratitude, and watch how we change just naturally. Just naturally. And this is just the beginning, and this is the first class. And I'm so excited and okay, that's it. So pop on over to the Elysian Well Patreon so you can get that first class under your belt. I'm recommending that everybody do that one for 11 days straight. And then I'm going to release the next one. Well, I'm recording the next one Friday, I think. So it will be up on Friday. But the mantra, the 25th Pauri that I was talking about, that mantra sheet plus the pronunciation sheet is going up today, plus the Elven transmission of that mantra if you're into nerdy stuff like I am. Pleiadian Elven energetic transmission of the 25th Pauri of Japji. It is like the most weird, cool, beautiful thing. And yeah, I'm just excited to have a platform to share all of these cool things with you guys, things that I was never really comfortable with just like sharing on YouTube openly. You know, some things do require you to like come through a gate. Why? I used to think everything should just be open to everybody. These practices, how come they're just tied to our lineages? You know, how come all of these magical things that literally changed my life so quickly that I feel like every human should have access to? I wanted to shout it from the fucking mountaintops, but I found quickly that there's such an interesting reaction to them. Some people who I think, you know, because of past lives and whatever's going on with you and like where you're ready to expand into, resonate with it like that. You know, they're like, okay, this is it. This is for me. This like changes my life. I cannot stop doing it. And then some people do it very sporadically. They're a little bit half-heartedly. And I do think that you have to be a very high incarnation for these practices to even reach you, right? And when they reach you, for them to resonate with you, right? And then if they resonate with you, for you to actually do them, because it's a privilege. And that's why they've been kept under wrapped under lock and key, kept secret. My teacher says the practices are like a sword for cutting through density to kind of get directly where you want to go. But would you hand a sword to a child? Probably not, you know, but a sword can do so many wonderful things. It can blaze a trail. It can cut a path. It can like knock down an enemy, but it also could really hurt you if you didn't know what you were doing. And I don't think that doing these practices hurt anyone, but I do know that it is a privilege to be able to practice such high energy movement. I'm looking for a word besides magic, but it's literally like magic to me. See, my ancestor agrees. It's literally like magic to me, and I don't know what else it would be called. Okay. So that's it. That's my spiel. Thank you for practicing with me today. Let's sing a little victory to Ma. Tripura Sundari Ma, Sundari Ma, Jaya Jaya. Rajeshwari Ma, Lalita Ma, Jaya Jaya. Jai Ma, Satnam.